More conversation, more talk, more right after this.
This is Ireti Bakare Yusuf, the host of Borderlines. First and foremost, it's been a whole year of the new show, Borderlines. We've covered several global issues, and we will continue to cover even more. Now, if you have any suggestions regarding Borderlines, whether it's how you want us to be better, what you want us to change, it'll be an interesting thing to learn from you. We will be most appreciative if you could share it with us. You will have to go to any of the Borderlines posts. Borderlines on YouTube at Nigeria Info 99.3, on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos, on Facebook, we post all the Borderline posts there, and also on Twitter, which is now called X. Just go there in the comment section, put your suggestions, and honestly, we're going to review as many of them as possible. If you like, you can hashtag Borderlines, right? And if there's a story that you had been wanting us to cover, global events, global news, that's what we talk about. Until then, have a fabulous new year. Bye-bye, all the best.
Did you miss out on the I Beg to Differ online auditions? This is another opportunity to make history. On Saturday, January the 25th, the I Beg to Differ Secondary School Debate Audition comes to life at the Nigeria Info Studio, 267A Etim Ian Crescent, Victoria Island, Lagos. Yes, I Beg to Differ Secondary School Debate Auditions host the very first outdoor auditions at our studio right here in Victoria Island on Saturday, January 25th, time 8 a.m. This in-person audition is for secondary school students who missed the deadline of our online entry. If you've already entered the competition online, you don't have to come for the live audition. To register, visit www.nigeriainfo.fm to pick a topic for your live auditions. Click on the I Beg to Differ banner on the homepage. Carefully read the guidelines and choose a topic. Remember the date, Saturday, January 25th, time 8 a.m. Venue is Nigeria Info Studios, 267A Etim Ian Crescent, Victoria Island, Lagos. The debate of your life begins here. I Beg to Differ, the Tournament of Champions.
2025. The biggest conversations are happening on Hard Facts.
If the mother of Rebolo was genuinely interested in local government funds, she would have protested to the council.
Somebody is receiving 30,000 naira after serving the country for 5 years.
From the stories shaping Nigeria's future.
And he don't put my mouth for that. Whenever people are clapping, he's praise singers when they ought to be telling him the truth.
I mean, he did not do any remarkable thing in your state, and you are celebrating corruption time.
To real-time feedback from you, the citizens.
There is propaganda. They can never make it work. I will not support that tax reform.
If NBS is turning out very fake data to us, because this data lacks empirical evidence.
We dig deep with the decision makers, hold the powerful accountable, and keep the conversation alive on social media. Join Mary Ann Okon every Monday to Friday, 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. for the most interesting news and current affairs show on radio.
I'm so sorry. I hate it when people make assertions from very skewed and biased places.
Hard Facts on Nigeria Info 99.3. Let's talk. You are listening to your number one station for talk.
Your number one station for talk.
99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
Is your quest or just your request?
Yeah!
Well, somewhere over your rainbows.
Over your rainbow!
Is the sunny side.
They better know it!
With Joyce.
Let's talk.
99.3 Nigeria Info, you are on the sunny side. How are you doing? Okay, all right. So there's this very interesting news that we have to begin with. To be honest with you, I find the news to be somewhat interesting. Interesting because we should have had this conversation last week, but for some very interesting reason, we didn't. It's 35 minutes past 12 on the clock, and welcome to Worthy of Note. Okay, so there were a number of stories that I had earmarked for today, and that was also one included science and technology. The other was this gist on social media about a girl who was in Dubai, a sex slave. She met a guy. The guy paid off her slave master, and when the girl got her freedom, she tried to when she got her freedom, she dumped the guy who paid off her slave master. So I was going to play you that gist until yesterday I found another video of the girl giving her end of the story. So that's another story. And then you remember the gist, which I think is absolutely preposterous. The gist of the guy who was sentenced to death because he stole chicken. All right. There's an update on that story too. So I think we should look at that story about the guy who was sentenced to death because he stole chicken and the update that has emerged. After that, we're going to segue to, please, all you Trump supporters, can we just wait for what's going to emerge? Because I think many of you still want to talk about this Trump situation. And I must say to you that if you are paying attention to the news, it's really what he said. At least it appears that way. So this morning, the BRICS units, they have a page on social media. They tweeted that India is now willing to accept all illegal immigrants in America back to India. And in my head, I'm thinking, this is looking serious. This is looking really, really serious. Okay, so after that, we're going to talk about the president asking people not to leave the country. And I think we have to properly, at least in good conscience, for love of country, we're going to look at the advantages of staying to build the country, because he makes a good point for not leaving the country, because people who are leaving are going to countries built by other people. And what that also means is that if we're leaving here, who's going to build Nigeria? If we stay, we can build the country. The question is with what resource and at what pace? And maybe time is really the sacrifice here. We have to sacrifice time. Maybe it's not this generation. Maybe it's the next. But collectively, we can build. I'm going to share with you a tweet from a nurse on Twitter. I thought that just fits perfectly into this gist of don't go anywhere, stay, build your country. Let's talk about building Nigeria and how we can build Nigeria. From here that we stand, what is the vision forward? Okay, then 2:30, Desmond is going to be here. Before Desmond gets here, I'd like to update you on some scientific some tech updates. In the world of science, at some point, we have to start calling this witchcraft, but just so that you can manage your reality, we'll call it science and technology. We'll assume that they're telling us what we don't what we don't already know. Remember last December, I told you that science has now discovered a means by which they can not just alter your brainwave, but they can impute false memory. I want to get your reaction to that. So if there's time today, we're going to talk about that before Desmond comes in. So imagine your life. Imagine your life. Oh, by the way, over the weekend, I got an email. I thought it was a spam message. So I sent the email to my colleague who works in the tech department. And I said, this looks like it's not a spam message, but I don't even know how to interpret it. Can you help me? And then he goes doing some research and comes back to me and says that they look genuine. Guess what the email is about? There's a website or a group of tech heads behind the AI mind that has collected, I don't know, all or some of my online activities and wrote a book about it. So the email was about, we have gone through your online activities and we have written a book about it. We would love to send you a copy of the book, but you cannot appropriate the book. Do you understand what I'm saying? I'm minding my business in my house, on my phone, in traffic, in the kitchen, bathroom. Imagine just all the things I do on my phone. And someone has collected that data and written a book about it. They would love for me to have a copy of the book. If you are not concerned, then you have not been listening to anything that I say on the show when it comes to science and technology. So we'll talk about science being able to impute into your brain a memory that's not yours. It's getting dark out there, but fingers crossed. We're going to quickly go off on a break. When we come back, indeed, we hope this to be worthy of note.
This is Sunny Side with Joyce on 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
Tick, says the clock. What we have to do today is worthy of note.
This is Sunny Side with Joyce, only on 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
My friends, welcome to Radio. The sun rises here. My name's Joyce. Please, let's talk about, I don't know why I think there's a little fun in this story. You tell me whether you feel the same way. Okay, so a Nigerian man was sentenced to death for stealing hens and eggs as a teenager, 17 years old. And he was granted a pardon after spending 10 years on death row for stealing chicken. Actually, let me quickly also run by your hearing. Another gist. So I don't know. You know, social media has been so democratized that everybody has become the news, or the news in a sense. Everybody has become a data collecting unit. So, for example, hey, the tech world is collecting online data. They're not even paying for it because you're going out of your way to give them human data, right? We have talking heads, and you call it different things. Online influencer, blah, 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 blah. So there was this guy. I think he wanted an audience, and of course, social media is your place. And there he said that he said something and got arrested for defamation, for saying something he wasn't supposed to say. Then he was put in prison. And he came out. When he came out, he reported that there was someone he met in prison who had been in prison for, over 14 years for repairing a generator. I'm going to play you that audio because I think you need to hear it. But let's just connect that story to a story as this. So someone gets sentenced to death for stealing hens and chicken, right? So for stealing hens and eggs, pardon me. Okay, so now the governor of Osun State announced plans to release the gentleman who's now 31. Remember, he was arrested when he was 17. Okay. And I was surprised when I read in the news that barely 8 days after being granted pardon by the Ogun State governor, Ademola Adeleke, who's the governor, this young boy who's now 31, and I think I want to keep his name under wraps. One, because I think we need to look at social characters, social behavior. We need to look at the things influencing the young Nigerian people. I think we truly need to be concerned. I want to hope that Nigeria Info highlights all these conversations and stories enough for us to decide what we're going to do. Sit back, watch our world go to the dogs, or do something about it. Okay, now he was, this gentleman who was granted pardon has now been remanded in a correctional facility for allegedly breaking into a house to steal a television. Okay. January 3rd, he was arrested for allegedly burgling a residence in Oshobo and stealing a television valued at 600,000 naira. He was first arrested at 17, juvenile behavior. At least I like to call it that. And now he's stolen a television. He was arrested and given life sentence for stealing hens. All right. I want to go to Twitter in a moment. I want to share with you another gist that's in the news. And this is out of Delta State. This should be chilling even to your blood, but I'll let you determine how. I don't know. Is this a reality? So if you give me a moment, I'll just retrieve that video and play it in your hearing and then open up the telephone line. But what you should do between now and then, when the telephone lines come open, is you have the telephone numbers 0201-2770-993, 0201-465-7190, and 08095975805. We're talking in a moment on Nigeria Info. We'll be right back. So here's your attention needed for this story.
Sad. Especially the male one among them.
And just in case you're wondering, a police officer is reporting a situation out of Delta State. Now, you'll pick up the story from here.
They are both boyfriends and girlfriends, as the popular saying. We know what it is all about. The lady has triplets, she didn't give birth to them, but they are all of same parents. Triplets, 10 years old. The boy came to her and said, please, this is your sister. Can you give me one of them? I won't use them for something. She declined, but did not raise alarm. She did not report to either her parents or community or the police. Later that same day, one of the child went missing. They are both all females. One of them went missing. When they started looking for this child, that was when the girlfriend now realized that, but this guy said he wanted to use one of my sisters. She now raised the alarm, told her parents, who informed the community, and then went and looked for this guy and arrested him. It was at the point of, you can see he had a little amount of jungle justice method on him. That was when he now confessed that he took the child to two boys whom he does not even know their name, their address, or whatever. He does not know them, but they only approached him and offered to pay him either 200 or 300. He's going to tell us. They have not even given him the money. He took the child and went to them. They used machete on this baby, killed the baby. Up to this very moment, we can't even find the remains of the baby. We are going to interview the suspect now so that he will use his own mouth and tell us. What is your name?
Precious.
Huh?
Precious.
Okay, how old are you?
20 years.
Okay, do you know, you said you approached your girlfriend that she should give you one of her sisters.
Yes.
The one so what, when you told her, what did she tell you?
When I told her, she now work with me.
She said what?
Now work with me.
She work
with me.
You speak in English. When you tell her, okay, she can't waka leave you.
Yes.
Okay, so when she can't waka leave you, what do you can't do?
I can't go back again. I can't go tell her.
You can't go tell who? Tell who?
Important.
She agree or she not agree?
Yes.
She can't say me you carry the pikin?
Yes.
Now she can't agree say me you carry the girl?
Yes.
That is not the issue now. Because according to her, she said she not tell you to carry her. So when you focus the pikin carry?
I say guy to go and carry it.
I don't say when you speak English. Use the English that you sabi speak, they talk. Then you see the pikin carry.
I said guy go call her.
Okay, you send guy go call her.
Yes.
Who be guy? Na person name?
Yes.
Okay, so when you call her, the pikin can't come.
Yes.
So when you come, what do you can't do?
I can't give the 2 boys.
Can you pikin go where?
Give the 2 boys.
2 boys. Where you from meet the 2 boys?
For Owakpo.
Owakpo now where for Sokoro?
For village.
Your village now where?
Owakpo.
Etiop East. Is it for Sokoro there?
No, after Sokoro.
Okay, after Sokoro. But they are under the same local government now.
Yes.
Which day? You remember the day when this thing happened? Which day?
On the 9th.
On the 9th of this month.
Yes.
So when you carry the pikin, go give the 2 boys. What think will happen?
Then the next day, they call the ferry pikin. Now importance come meet me say, I hope it's not my sister you can give them. And I tell you yes. She now go. She now begin to fight. Then importance now go. When importance go, then importance call on the way. Now when you want finish, now they can't go find a call. Then they don't call Bika, they call liver. Important, I don't call shop. Important, call coming for yourself.
Leave all those your many stories. When you carry the pikin, give the 2 boys. What did they do with the child?
They not kill the child.
Now you talk now. So they can't kill the child. When did they kill the child?
Cutlass.
Cutlass. You see when they use the cutlass?
Yes.
You were there when they kill him?
Yes.
So how you feel when they kill the pikin?
I feel pain.
You feel pain. So where the pikin body there now?
In Owakpo.
You don't walk, but you don't see the dead body. I mean, they carry the pikin go.
No.
Eh?
Bury
They bury him. Yeah, they bury him. Owakpo. Okay. So what will be your name again?
Precious.
Precious. Not if you want to make camera, I'll show your face. Now you sabi you. Okay. You how old are you?
20 years.
20 years. Okay. And you say now your girlfriend be this?
Yes.
Okay, no problem.
All right, so I want to quickly correct something that I may have misstated. Sunday Omisaki has been remanded. Now, here's the one who was, it's no longer an allegation. He was the one who is said to first have been on the list of pardons by the Ogun State government, who was granted the pardon, but then chose after that release to go steal a television. All right, so let me quickly share with you another video. Well, this video has too much commentary, but I'll just paraphrase it just so that we can get to the telephone lines. There is this young Nigerian who's in the streets of Nigeria. I want to believe he's doing this out of good conscience, but he's speaking about the drug habits on Nigerian streets. He's speaking. So the video I watched this morning was this young Nigerian who is trying to rehabilitate a young lady who has been involved in drugs since she was 13. He said that trying to rehabilitate her has been difficult, one, but even worse, he spoke to her father, and her father denied her and then wished she was already dead. So I think that somewhere just behind the daily commuting of life, the going to the market, going to work, going to church, going to hang with your friends, meeting friends, making up, falling out, behind what appears to be daily activities as a rot in society. So I want us to talk about how we can rehabilitate, educate, where necessary, if it's even possible, to save the youths of this generation. So once again, let's look at the punch. Osun State Governor pardoned widely known death for foul convict alongside his co-convict. Now, one of the convicts, who was 17 years old at the time of his arrest in November 2010, was convicted and sentenced to death by the Osun State High Court on December 17th of 2014 for conspiracy to commit armed robbery, and stealing. When the governor pardoned him, Twitter was awash with commentary. First, I think many people tried to gauge the offense and the crime of stealing fowl. Okay, now one of those who ended up being pardoned goes out to steal a television. Osun State, exactly. So we're going to quickly go off on a very short break, and I'd like to hear what you think about the Nigerian youths who, one, maybe parents can no longer raise, and what you think the state, maybe Lagos State, or do you think people need to be shipped to their state of origin and rehabilitated? We have a rotten society, and let's talk about ways to fix it on Nigeria Info.
This is Sunny Side with Joyce on 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
99.3 Nigeria Info. I have a message here, and well, thank you. If you're on Twitter, I'm going to try to read as many messages as I can. This one goes, Joyce, we even have to speak about street beggars. It's alarming. On average these days, strangers are begging. Men in suit and tie, women in wrappers, babies, known, unknown. People are begging. Sometimes your friends are begging. Sometimes you're almost on the verge of begging yourself. Indeed, I do agree that something is happening, but the solution is honestly what I do not know. Thank you so much for your message. I do appreciate. Hello, how are you?
Hello, Joy. Good afternoon.
Yeah, thank you so much for being here.
I'm Mercy Collins.
Welcome, Mercy. Turn up the volume of your radio set.
I have problem with this the play that you just played for us now.
Turn up the volume of your radio set. That's the second time I'm saying it.
Hello? Somebody that do bad. For you to show.
All right, so do me a favor. Please turn up the volume of your radio set when you call in, all right? Please. All right.
Hello?
Mm-hmm. Okay, so we're not even going to try again. All right, Nigeria Info, you're on the Sunny side? Oh, wow.
Hello, Jersey.
Okay.
Good afternoon.
I can hear you. Good afternoon to you. Are you with me?
Yeah, this is Uncle Kedi from Lekki.
Thank you so much for calling.
Thank you.
Hello? Must have lost you. Please make it back. We'll be right back on Nigeria Info.
More news and information coming up. We'll be back in a moment.
It's 2025. The biggest conversations are happening on Hard Facts.
If the model of Webolo was genuinely interested in local government funds, would have protested to be cancelled.
Somebody is receiving 30,000 naira after serving this country for 5 years.
From the stories shaping Nigeria's future.
I'll be dumping my mood further whenever people are clapping his praise singers when they ought to be into.
And he did not do any remarkable thing in your state, and you are celebrating corruption time.
To real-time feedback from you, the citizens.
There is propaganda. They can never make it work. I will not support that tax reform. If NBS is turning out very data to us, because this data lacks empirical evidence.
We dig deep with the decision makers, hold the powerful accountable, and keep the conversation alive on social media. Join Mary Ann Okon every Monday to Friday, 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. for the most interesting news and current affairs show on radio.
I'm so sorry. I hate it when people make assertions from very skewed and biased places.
Hard Facts on Nigeria Info 99.3. Let's talk.
Your favorite neighborhood pastry shop, Chocolat Riel, proudly celebrates 30 years of bringing flavors, joy, and unforgettable moments to your tables. Because aside dazzling you with tasty treats, we have also catered to your special occasions. Over the decades, it has been our greatest joy to serve you, your families, and your businesses during life's most cherished moments. Each occasion has been an opportunity to connect, create, and celebrate alongside you. Your support has been the foundation of our success, and we are deeply thankful. To our valued clients and partners, thank you for trusting us to make your special occasions extraordinary. Your support and loyalty have been the secret ingredients to our success. To our dedicated team, thank you for your hard work, passion, and creativity. To our wonderful suppliers, your partnership and dedication have been instrumental in building our reputation and bringing smiles to countless faces. Here's to 3 decades of creating delicious memories and many more to come.
This is Ireti Yusuf, the host of Borderlines. First and foremost, it's been a whole year of the new show, Borderlines. We've covered several global issues, and we will continue to cover even more. Now, if you have any suggestions regarding Borderlines, whether it's how you want us to be better, what you want us to change it. It'll be an interesting thing to learn from you. We will be most appreciative if you could share it with us. You will have to go to any of the Borderlines posts. Borderlines on YouTube at Nigeria Info 99.3, on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos, on Facebook we post all the Borderline posts there, and also on Twitter, which is now called X. Just go there in the comment section, put your suggestions, and honestly, we're going to review as many of them as possible. If you like, you can hashtag Borderlines, all right? And if there's a story that you had been wanting us to cover, global events, global news, that's what we talk about. Until then, have a fabulous, fabulous, fabulous new year. Bye-bye. All the best.
99.3 Nigeria Info, your number one station for talk. Let's talk.
Oh, yes. So here we are. We're talking about the rot in society, or at least what appears to be undercovers a rot that is happening in society. Hello, welcome to the show. Someone says we need to add begging. Hello, welcome to Nigeria Info. How are you?
Yeah, yes, good afternoon.
Thank you very much for calling.
Yeah, it's Osun State. You mentioned Ogun State.
Oh, pardon me, Osun State. Yes, I thought I corrected that.
Thank you very much. You see, there's what they call tit for tat.
Where?
That guy that carried those kids to his friend, that guy should be killed. His friend should be killed as well.
Wait, hold on a second. Turn off your radio. First of all, I don't want to have to say that. And then, he's 20. So again, the gentleman in Osun State, the death for foul, when he committed that crime, which honestly should be a juvenile crime, he was 17.
At that age, 17. Although we just say Nigeria, 18 is whatever. No, he has that criminal whatever in him. That's what Yoruba call it. That guy should go back to that life sentence. He should go back there. That's where he belongs. Enough of all this nonsense.
Yeah, but what, hold on. So hold on a second. Now,
yeah,
wait.
Yeah.
Is it not possible that the state needs to... Hold on, I want to quickly go off on a break. We'll be right back. Just hold that thought, okay?
No problem. I will hold on.
Lagos, we'll be right back.
For the best of talk.
My wife beats me like she beat, I don't know, maybe an animal.
A category of females, adolescents, that should not be giving back, are in fact being forced to give back. Not even once, but multiple times.
99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
Tick, says the clock. What we have to do today is worthy of note.
This is Sunny Side with Joyce, only on 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
It's 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock.
The news update on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Former President Olusegun Obasanjo is testifying today, Wednesday, before the International Chamber of Commerce in Paris over the federal government's alleged breach of contract. The dispute centers around the $6 billion Mambila Power contract deal, with Sunrise Power seeking $2.3 billion in damages. The case has brought two former presidents together in Paris, with Muhammadu Buhari also expected to testify. On Tuesday, Chairman of Sunrise Power, Leno Adesanya, took the stand before the ICC, shedding light on the arbitration proceeding his company initiated against Nigeria. Obasanjo's testimony is expected to provide crucial insights into the origins of the dispute and the decisions made during his administration. If you're filling up your tank today, Wednesday, be prepared for a little increase. The price of petrol has just increased in the Federal Capital Territory, with NNPC retail outlets now selling at 990 naira per litre. Here in Lagos, the price has also taken a jump from 925 naira to 960 naira per litre. And this is despite a slight drop in global crude oil prices on Tuesday. But that's not all. Major independent marketers are now selling petrol at the whopping 1,030 naira per litre. The Trade Union Congress is rejecting the federal government's move to increase value-added tax from its current rate of 7.5% to 10% and eventually 15% as proposed in the tax reform bill. According to TUC President Festus Osifo, keeping the VAT rate at 7.5% is in the best interest of the nation. Osifo says increasing the VAT will place an additional financial burden on Nigerians who are already struggling with economic challenges. He warns that imposing higher taxes would strain households and businesses, potentially slowing the economic growth and reducing consumer purchasing power. The TUC is urging caution, emphasizing the need to consider the impact of such a hike on the economy and citizens at large. The Director General of Nestria, Innocent Bariko, says producers in the plastic and plastic packaging sector must subscribe to the Extended Producer Responsibility Program. He said that this mandatory move aims to eradicate plastic pollution in Nigeria. As part of Nestria's ongoing tour of plastic and plastic packaging companies in Lagos State, Dr. Bariko is urging producers to support the EPR implementation in their sectors. This initiative is crucial in reducing waste, promoting a circular economy, and boosting employment opportunities for Nigerians. The tour, which is also taking place in Kano and Ogun State, is part of the efforts to develop an enforcement plan for the EPR program and plastic regulations in Nigeria. The project is being implemented with support from the United Nations Environmental Program under the theme Accelerating a Circular Plastic Economy to Reduce Plastic Pollution and its Impacts in African Region. U.S. President Donald Trump issues an executive order calling for an end to dangerous, demeaning, and immoral diversity, equity, and inclusion schemes. In a follow-up government memo, federal agencies are told to put diversity staff on paid leave immediately, starting from today, Wednesday. And that's about the size of the news at this time. We have more for you at the top of the hour, too. I'm Sheriff Quadri. Good afternoon to you.
We're like gold diggers, tunneling through the mishaps and the handicaps.
I don't know what to cook for them. I don't know what to give them to eat. That is the issue at hand as I speak right now.
In the name of the good, we hope to earn the truth and be worth our weight in salt.
Every night, every lad and there, we hear 1 million boys, 2 million boys, 3 million boys. Just for one people, people would not have no money. You're supposed to plan it to go where people can follow you. Everybody can follow you, both the rich and those poor.
The Sunny Side with Joyce.
The Sunny Side with Joyce.
Weekdays 12 to 3 p.m. on 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
99.3 Nigeria Info, the Sunny Side. And today, worthy of note, we're trying to elevate what appears to be happenings in society. In our society, that's happening now. And I dare say that these happenings need not just attention, but they may require care, except you think otherwise. Okay, so we're picking up a story that pretty much was sensational in the month of December. The Governor Adeleke pardoned a number of people, I hear over 50. Actually, I think the number specifically is 51. The governor said that 51 other inmates were also pardoned during that period in December. And one would say that forgiveness came in on time because these persons were able to go home and celebrate the end of the year holiday with family and friends and maybe begin to pick their lives up. Except I heard this situation where one of the gentlemen, and that's also something I want us to consider here, that one of the persons pardoned was on death row because he stole hens and eggs. Now, the other person who's in the news today is also one of those pardoned, and his initial offense, he was convicted for simple offenses, but unfortunately found himself sentenced to death for armed robbery, stealing a fowl in Osun State. Okay. Then a few days after he was pardoned, he's back in the streets again, stealing. I played you an audio out of Delta State, where a 20-year-old boy, God alone knows who he has been speaking to, what he sees, what society is influencing or informing him to do, goes to his girlfriend, takes the, nieces of his girlfriend. Takes one of the children or nieces of his girlfriend to some boys who butcher the child. Someone has asked us to add Beg into the conversation. So given your perspective, you may also want to chime in on that one. I'm trying to highlight the fact that if you have been on radio the last few weeks, these conversations have been resurfacing. We've been on these issues of, what they're doing for money, how they're doing it, who's telling them. At this point, we're also looking at age. Let's talk about how to save the youth. I also did mention that there's a young boy who's trying to rehabilitate one person who, in his view, has been on the streets doing drugs since she was 13. Her father has disowned her and has wished death upon her. So here we are. It's like we have a bigger problem than we can manage. We're talking on Nigeria Info. How are you?
Hi,
You're going to do this, or we're not going to have a conversation. Nigeria Info.
Hello.
Thank you very much for being here. Good afternoon to you.
Yeah, can you hear me?
I can. I'm with you. Thank you very much.
Okay. My name is Amos. Yeah, I'm calling regarding the guy that was pardoned after being in jail for 14 years.
Yeah, in Osun State. Yeah, please.
Okay, good. For me, I think government have a right to kind of pardon people.
Okay.
But when you do that, I think for like 6 months after the pardon, they should have something that maybe they put an eye on them to see if they have actually repented or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, that's one. Then number two, the guy that was put on death row for 14 years. I listened to the story this morning because when I woke up this morning, I was on Fresh FM, and I listened to the interview he granted with his mom and his dad on Yinka radio. And the funniest thing is, the egg and the chicken that was stolen belongs to his father's elder brother.
Pardon me, it belongs to who?
His father's elder brother. Not the same father, the same mother.
Like a stepbrother?
Yeah, but they are the same, like relatives.
Oh, okay.
But the person's senior.
His father. In the community.
They say that the presenter, Ayefele, was asking the mom, is it that this man is asking you out, you don't agree for him or something? That because how can he do this? And the funny thing is, from the story, this guy was picked up from in front of his father's shop by a police officer.
Let me understand what you're trying to tell us. You're saying that the father's brother, the one whose chicken and eggs were stolen, reported the guys to the authorities as he reported a family member, basically.
No, this is it. The police, first of all, picked up about 4 young guys.
Mm-hmm.
So it was the 4 young guys that brought the police to his father's house.
Oh, I see. Oh.
You understand? So it was in his father's shop. His father used to have a video club then, 2010 or thereabout. So it was in his father's shop when the police brought the other 4 guys. So then they pointed at him. All right? So they were asking him to run, but he said, what did I do? So he followed them. All right? So when they got to the station, there's another 5th guy. All right? They're about 5. The 5th guy told the police that they don't know this guy. That they don't know him. According to the stories that I listened to this morning. So that one that said he was not among them was thoroughly beaten. And they said he ran mad in police custody because of that beating. All right? So the remaining 4 that actually came to point at him were released after 4 months. Do you understand? They were released after 4 months.
Oh.
They now held them to him and the one that ran mad to be on death row. And the guy said the statement that the police paraded in court was not written by him. It was written by the police. Because they didn't ask him to write any statement. It was written by the police themselves that they used to indict him in court. Right? And he was sentenced to death by hanging. So for me, our police they need to do better. And he said there are a lot of people in cell on death row that know nothing about why they are there. Right? So, and somehow, because, while growing up, at least, I've had occasion to be in the police station, at least while growing up, for one reason or the other, and I know what they do there. But in my own case, I was a lot smarter than them. When they would ask me to write a statement and I write it, I will indict them. And they would beat me, I would say, no, that's a statement. But maybe I was lucky. Do you understand?
I'm with you.
Maybe I was lucky. And so that's why when I hear that police officer, their children, or they die anyhow or something, I just look back and I feel they're just doing because they do a lot of things just because they're hungry and they want to eat.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
I really do appreciate you calling in. Wow. Oh, now that just really paints this conversation in deeper colors. So it's as though we have a far-reaching problem here. Nigeria Info.
Hello?
Thank you for calling. Good afternoon to you.
Yeah. Good afternoon, Joyce.
Good afternoon to you.
Yeah. So, regarding the issue on ground, I think our society needs a reorientation.
Not just the police now. Yeah.
No. We need serious reorientation. Our youths, it comes from our politicians. They rub wealth on our face. Not like while we were growing up, we believe in hard work. Now the politicians let us know that there's more to getting money than hard work. They rub the riches in our face, and the young ones are not even prepared to work harder for anything. So they engage in different crimes and different things. And just like the earlier caller said, sending people to rehabilitation prison, they go there and even become worse because they mix them up, not classing them according to their crimes. They mix them up with different criminals from the...
Oh, I lost you. Sorry. Hopefully you're able to make it back. We're Nigeria Info and you on the sunny side. Good afternoon to you. Thank you so much for being here. If you'll tell us your name, you can speak up. Okay. I guess you're not home. Nigeria Info, good afternoon to you.
Hello, Joyce, good afternoon.
Afternoon to you, lady. Thank you so much for being here. What's your name?
Yes, my name is Bless. I'm calling from Banana Island.
Good to have you.
Joyce, I can't believe this guy went back and stole television again.
Yeah, the governor granted a number of people pardons, and one of them went back. So the question is, why, and what is the state, or what are we supposed to do? Because is it okay for us to just say, well, he should go back to prison? I mean, is that really the answer?
Go back to prison again? Honestly, I'm amazed. I can't believe that this guy went back to steal again.
Yeah, but what are you amazed about? Do you
because he just Adeleke, I think it was last month that Adeleke pardon guy.
Yeah.
Yes, it's just last month now. How can you go back in this January again to steal television? What do you want that they can't beg somebody to help you? What do you want?
Did you hear the audio where I played? Did you hear that audio of a 20-year-old?
I just joined you guys now. Maybe I will listen again.
Oh, you did? Okay. Yes. Well, thank you so much. I'm glad that you were surprised, but maybe we're supposed to wake up to this reality where you may hear something that it truly surprises you, but the moment you get over that surprise, and then you realize we may really have a bigger problem on our hands here. Nigeria Info, you're on the sunny side. So there is how society reacts to it. There is the pardon of people who may come into society and remember Boko Haram and those who were pardoned, and we were trying to rehabilitate them, and the government put them on stipends, huh? And then some went back. Okay, Nigeria Info, it's a beautiful Wednesday afternoon. We're talking. Hello, how are you?
Yeah, good afternoon, Joyce.
Afternoon to you.
Yeah, I'm Richard.
Welcome, Richard.
Well, I would like to just make a little contribution. It's such a great pity with what is going on in this country. Honestly speaking, and like I've always been telling my people, that Nigerians' number one enemy are the Nigerian police. In all honesty, they are. You see, when you arrange people, they go to station, they will make statements on that person's behalf, which is wrong. Very, very wrong. I mean, I have a friend who told me his encounter with the police recently, and at the end of the day, they wrote a statement, everything on against him, and he was meant to bail himself with $1 million, him and his friend. I mean, what is really going on?
So what should we do? Yeah.
Yeah, after the youth, they need a lot of rehabilitation, education and stuff. Nigerian police, we need to work on them. Honestly speaking, we need to just find a way. I don't know how, but we just have to. The Nigerian police are our number one enemy. And now, look at what happened with the young boys. They've taken them to jail, put them in prison, and now, after doing that, After doing that, who sent such a boy at 17 to prison, remand him for 10 years before the president, the governor's pardon? What do you expect of the boy? The boy can never get better. He will only get worse because he was put among armed criminals, armed robbers, assassins, and all sorts of people. So what sort of education do you expect that boy to get from the prison? It's just a pity. It's just a pity. I don't know what else to say.
Yeah. Thank you so much for calling. I appreciate. To be out of words. Hello, good afternoon to you. It's so good to have you join the conversation. We're trying to find out whether you found words to describe what could be happening in society.
Yes, I think we need a lot of work to do.
Tell me your name and please go ahead.
Yes, a lot of work to do because the society is very bad now. And it has not been like that in the last 50 years. If I can know, it's very bad now. And there's somebody coming out of the prison and then going back because he's hungry. And actually, he didn't know any other way to feed himself. That's just the whole thing. So it has not been corrected. There's no like correction there. He came out of the prison and very hungry and annoyed too. So we have a lot of work to do. People are on drugs all over the place in Lagos, everywhere. They are on drugs. We need social workers. We need psychologists. We need a lot of people to do a lot of work. Things are very bad now. Thank you.
Thank you so much for calling. So let me quickly read this message. I think the guy that was pardoned by the Osun State governor was supposed to be rehabilitated before letting him go. How was he expected to cope after staying in prison for so long, not condoning his stealing though? Okay, so rehabilitation. Whose responsibility is that? Government, state government? Hello, good afternoon, Joyce. The guy who stole, was he rehabilitated? I think, I guess a lot of people are asking about rehabilitation now. I think he has been psychologically damaged due to the incarceration. This is injustice. The guy needs help. Okay. We're talking on Nigeria Info. I'm listening to your commentary on what may appear to be the forms of social vices that may be defining society psychologically, because that's really where this could be going. Hello, you're on the sunny side.
Hello, Joyce. Good afternoon.
Afternoon to you. Thank you very much for calling.
Yeah, this is Stanley calling from Ike.
I'm Stanley.
Concerning about the boy that went back to store television.
Yeah.
Joyce, have you seen what our society is made of? Instead of us to have a correctional center, we have a center whereby they transform an ordinary criminal to become a hardened criminal. This is the kind of society we are into. There is no country in the world that somebody who has been sentenced and released just under 1 month, he still went back to that same crime again. What is he thinking? Are we normal in this country? Joyce, I don't think we are normal in this country.
Yeah, but who are you blaming now? Are you blaming...
Thank you very much.
Oh, well, I think that's the problem, because we don't know where the root problem lies. Hello, Nigeria Info, you're on the sunny side. If you can hear me...
Hello?
Oh, there you go. Good afternoon to you.
Hello, Joyce.
I'm with you. I can hear you.
Hello, Joyce, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, my name is Mui. I'm calling from New York.
Welcome, thank you so much.
The problem is that there's too much poverty in Nigeria. So when you release somebody who's been in detention or in prison for 10 years, the governor's supposed to find them something to do. That's where it's supposed to be. You just leave their family because the family except maybe their family are well to do, maybe they're taking care of him. But he's a poor guy, and they just release him into society to do what? And you should know the politicians in Nigeria themselves, let me tell you something, they themselves is because they are in politics to loot. That's why they are not killing, they're not doing rituals and butchering human beings. It's because they are in the money. They can easily steal the money. So if they are not doing that, if they are not lucky enough to be in politics, they will be doing killing, kidnapping and matching. Just butchering people around. I don't understand. How do you live in society? You're looting the people, you're looting the treasury, and the people are suffering, and you are still living. I don't understand.
Who are you blaming here? Pardon me. Who are you? Are you blaming the people in the society, or you're blaming the government for ignoring their responsibility to society?
I'm blaming the government. I'm blaming the government. Because the looting is just. This money I heard that you're going to spend 8 billion naira to orientate people how to pay electricity bill. Ridiculous things happening. And unfortunately, when the time comes for election, for people to send these people away, I don't understand. They still vote for the same people. Because I believe the radio station, your station, and other radio stations in Nigeria, the last 20 years or 15 years, should have educated people to the level that, no way, these people have to go. But unfortunately, when the election comes, Yoruba, he's Igbo, his brother was born in Calabar, he's not going to be governor in Lagos, and they still go and vote for the same people, continue to, it's just disheartening. All right, Joyce,
Thank you so much for calling. I do appreciate 99.3 Nigeria Info. How are you?
Hello, Joy.
Good afternoon to you.
I blame the government. I made the calling back. I blame the government. Let them feed this country for us like Congo. You will see a 17-year Pekin hawking woman be like a moi, killing people. Let them find the right thing to do. This thing is getting worse in this country. You will tell me that like what happened in Congo now. You will tell me those guys, they will come back again and do something that is so good in their country again. No.
I'm not sure what you're...
Let them feed this country for us, please. If he kills, then kill you. Simple and maybe don't look at what you play just now. That you put your eye in the camera if your eye show. Somebody that is somebody, you will say that making eye no show for what? I'm very hungry here, Joyce. Let our government feed this country for us, please. Because as I'm sick with you right now, if I have any point in this country, if you bring any justice, come to my place. I can't collect money. If you do bad, you do bad. If you do good, you do good. You can't tell me that I sit down here now and we think you against another person. For what? Let us to breathe. Like my area here, there's still one thing here.
We'll be right back.
More talk, news, and sports after this.
Did you miss out on the I Beg to Differ online auditions? This is another opportunity to make history. On Saturday, January the 25th, the I Beg to Differ Secondary School Debate Auditions comes to life at the Nigeria Info Studio, 267A, Adam Ian Crescent, Victoria Island, Lagos. Yes, I Beg to Differ Secondary School Debate Auditions host the very first outdoor auditions at our studio right here in Victoria Island on Saturday, January 25th, time 8 a.m. This in-person audition is for secondary school students who missed the deadline of our online entry. If you've already entered the competition online, you don't have to come for the live audition. To register, visit www.nigeriainfo.fm to pick a topic for your live auditions. Click on the I Beg to Differ banner on the homepage. Carefully read the guidelines and choose a topic. Remember the date, Saturday, January 25th, time 8 a.m. Venue is Nigeria Info Studios, 267A, Etim Ian Crescent, Victoria Island, Lagos. The debate of your life begins here. I Beg to Differ, the Tournament of Champions.
It's 2025. The biggest conversations are happening on Hard Facts.
If the model of Rebolo was genuinely interested in local government funds, would have protested to be cancelled. Somebody is receiving 30,000 naira after serving the country for 5 years.
From the stories shaping Nigeria's future.
And the dumping my mood for that whenever people are clapping, he's praise singers when they ought to be telling him the truth.
I mean, he did not do any remarkable thing in your state, and you are celebrating corruption time.
To real-time feedback from you, the citizens.
There is propaganda. They can never make it work. I will not support that tax reform.
If NBS is turning out very fake data to us, because this data lacks empirical evidence.
We dig deep with the decision makers, hold the powerful accountable, and keep the conversation alive on social media. Join Mary Ann Okon every Monday, Friday, 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. for the most interesting news and current affairs show on radio.
I'm so sorry. I hate it when people make assertions from very skewed and biased places.
Hard Facts on Nigeria Info 99.3. Let's talk.
99.3 Nigeria Info.
Your number one station for talk. Let's talk. Let's talk.
The Sunny Side 99.3 Nigeria Info. This message goes, the guy needs help and rehabilitation, not hold on. I'll just go to the telephone lines. Hello, good afternoon to you. How are you? Nigeria Info.
Hello, good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon to you. Welcome. Hope you're good.
Yeah,
Tell us your name.
I'm good. I'm Sunday. I'm calling from Ikeja.
Good. So we're talking about social vices here, and how deep in trouble are we?
Yes, actually, I was listening to your analysis earlier on. You see, it's a nice topic. The topic you brought is a very nice and well-educated topic. You see, one thing I've been listening, and the reason why I call is that we Nigerians, at times, when we call radio stations, we look to faults and begin to blame the other person. But we doesn't even listen to the question itself and what the presenter is bringing to the board. There are two things here. This young man was the same man that was arrested, and he has been in prison for torture. And if you look at it, in Nigeria, we have a country where there is lawlessness. When I mean lawlessness, the laws are only operated for those who are not buoyant. When I mean when you are not buoyant, maybe you don't have money to defend what you are standing for. And in Nigeria here, when you are guilty of a law, when you have your money, you'll be freed. But what happened to the poor man? That is the question here. The young man that was put in the prison for so many years and has been released, and they still send him back to the prisons. Let's put that aside for now. But is it right in a country like
which one?
This?
The one who stole chicken? Is that the one
Yes.
you're referring? Okay.
Yes. So now somebody
He's
now
free.
stolen chicken.
He's free, but I think maybe you're referring to how he got a life sentence for just stealing chicken.
Yes. I'm trying to point out. Are you with me?
I am with you.
So what I'm saying is this: in a country like this, the high caliber men, they stole billions. We have senators, governors, and presidents who has done so harms to the whole masses, and the security agency are not doing anything about them. Then look at the poor mass who has stole just chicken. You put him into a bar for how many years? And it was because of a God-sent governor that now decided his fate. So what are we actually doing in this country? It shows that the egalitarian society we thought that we are playing at, it's no more egalitarian. It's whoever has the money, whoever has the wealth can do whatever he likes. And this is the society we are living in. And it's dangerous. It's killing us. And this is the reason why when issue comes like this, very terrible issue like this, we be on radio. Because these people, they don't listen. If they listen, the things that is affecting us, they should have been fixing it by now. Nigeria still stays on a very far beyond repair. If you ask me, we've been managing a man who left. Now we have another double man who has doubled Nigerian problem. And now look at where we are. And the security agency will be crying. Nigeria is just living as if we don't have security. We don't have, in fact, if you ask me, we don't have security. If there is security, things are well fixed. But unfortunately, we don't have security. And those are the reasons why you see people, they find themselves in a crime. You're busy chasing the house. And you have governors, presidents, ministers are stealing money. And
so if we're going
they're not putting them in the bus.
Is it possible to redeem society, like the young people in society? Because I think in one breath you can say, well, they committed a crime. But it's as though I want us to consider how they get into crime in the first place.
Yes, Joyce, if you ask me, I told you earlier on that the society we find ourselves is lawless. When a country is lawless, what do you expect? the little crimes and the bigger crimes. The little one you are not able to protect. How do you able to protect the bigger crimes? Because if the bigger crimes is getting higher, and the man who is at that bigger rate is using money to defend and escape the wrong he's doing, what do you expect the small crime? So that means the small crime will also be oppressed because he has nothing to defend himself. This is the society we are living in. There is no law. If you want us to rebuild the country, you look at the area we are now. We can take it from the presidency. We can take it from the governors. They are the leaders. So if the leader shouts and control the civil servants, the police, the army, the immigration officers, and all that, and unions that are controlling the society, if one man can stand and do that against these people, Joyce, where do you think we are going? We are going well. But unfortunately, things are not done like that. You are not punishing those who are stealing rats, chicken, and all that. Is that how country should be fixed? No. Nigeria has a long way to go. We have a long way. The young man who steals chicken, how many leaders are they arrested in these kind of situations? We know that what he did is wrong. But how many people who have stolen the money, stolen the building, putting estates, talking about the governor who has stolen, a CBN governor who has built a mansion, so many 700 and something mansions every estate, what did they do to him? So those are the big chickens are not caught. It is the small chickens, because these big chickens, they use money to defend themselves. And the small chickens don't have money to defend themselves. So we are living in a society that is full of crime. And it's heinous. It's getting higher. Chronicle. Every day by day.
So you're saying we have to fix, the government has to fix what now?
I said, what I mean is that.
No, I know what you mean, but what's the first thing the government must do in order to try to save these lives, these young boys and girls?
Yes. You see, the government has to clean the society. By cleaning the society, you make things available for going back to agriculture, making things available, employ people. If somebody, like now, Joyce, if you employ me in your organization, assuming you employ me in your organization, what do you expect? Do you expect me to start stealing? You fix things. These things have been wrong for long.
Yeah.
Joyce, if assuming you graduated from, I don't know where the university you graduated from, but maybe you graduated and you don't have your field of study and you don't have a job. What next will start coming to your mind? And you search around trying to get maybe loan.
So you're suggesting hopelessness is driving the youth into crime. That's what you're saying.
Very good. You are going to where I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So this is where we are now.
Okay.
Right now. The youth now cannot help themselves.
Got it. Thank you so much for calling. I really do appreciate it. Thank you. There's a message I want to read, and I'm surprised if we have cocaine in traffic because I thought cocaine was pricey. This message goes, "Good afternoon, Joyce. I strongly believe Nigeria should declare states of emergency on drug abuse. Every morning as I walk through Oshodi on my way to work, I'm met with a heartbreaking sight." He says, "You see those boys disguised as hawkers of sweets and cigarettes in traffic are actually peddling hard drugs, crack cocaine. That's even worse than cannabis. It's alarming and saddening to think about the future of this generation and the ones to come. Is there a way to begin or institute redemption?" The video I watched this morning of the young lady in Lagos who got addicted to drugs at 13, I hear that her drug of choice is Colorado. And I don't know how much they sell it, but it's, I was around the hotel and someone, he was sitting and I walked past and he said, "I'm hungry." And I was just about to give him money. And the security guard comes to me and says, "Don't give him money. Pay for the food he wants to eat." And so I thought, and then he follows up the statement with, "If you give him money, he goes to buy drugs." When I saw the person, I thought he was a madman. Honestly, he looks like he was clinically insane. So he said to me, "I'm hungry." And I said, let me give... My head, I was thinking, give him money to buy food. And then the security guard comes to me and is like, "No, madam, don't give him money. He'll go and buy drugs." And so in that moment, I wasn't sure what I was looking at. I wasn't sure if I was looking at the mad person or looking at a drug addict. And the simming mad person got upset that the security guard told me, well, that the security guard came into the picture. And so he got upset. And then I said to the person, I said to the seeming, mental guy, I said, I'd like to pay for your food. And I said, where can we buy food? And the security guard says, oh, madam, there. And I said, let's go. And the guy I thought was crazy said to me that if the security guy follows us, that he won't collect the food, that he won't collect anything from me. In my head, I am thinking, now wait, so you're not probably mad. You're not clinically mad. Maybe this is a drug addiction. What I'm telling you happened maybe like December 20-something, just about Christmas, New Year period. And I thought, oh, wait, maybe he's not mad. Maybe this is a drug addiction. And to be honest with you, now I'm even grateful to the security guard because the guy just kept mapping me. He made sure he kept following me to not give that guy money because in his view, or maybe he even knew the guy better than I did. He said to me, don't give him that money. He's going to go buy drugs. And then it occurred to me that, oh, this is probably a drug addict. And so I decided not to give him the money. And he was okay with not eating if that security guard was going to follow. So I had the choice of either giving him the money or sending the security guard away. And I thought, go home. He's not so hungry after all. Well, it's not funny. I mean, I think I laugh. Maybe it's a nervous laughter because I saw the same person on Etamiyang yesterday. And he walked past me and said, I'm hungry. And I thought, okay, we have a problem here. And so when I watched the video this morning of the young lady who had been addicted to drugs, I remember that the guy who was doing the video said that he was in one of the worst neighborhoods in Lagos. I didn't quite get the name, where drug abuse was rife. Nigeria Info. Welcome if you have just tuned in. We're trying to highlight the possible vices in society. Vices that can go from just habit to psychological impairment. It's 39 minutes past 1 p.m. on the show. My name's Joyce, and we're talking. Hello, how are you? Welcome to Nigeria Info.
Good afternoon, Joyce.
Thank you so much for being here.
Bless your heart.
Bless your heart.
I'm Joe Gabriel, calling from Lekki.
Good to have you.
Joyce, I've never been this frustrated in my entire life. I've never been this helpless in my entire life. Number one, as for the people who is begging, Joyce, just come to Jakonde. Jakonde, Ikati, Marwa is their headquarters. Joyce, you see youth, young boy, youth, the way they look alone, Joyce, anytime I pass there, I say to myself, this is a time bomb waiting to explode. I'm telling you, Joyce, please, I want to ask, those kind of boys, running around, looking, if you see them, I wonder, just if you call one of them and give them 5,000, Joyce, and tell them to go and behead someone, Joyce, you will tell me they will not quickly run and behead the person and kill the person. I remember the case of a guy who slaughtered a beautiful woman. Though back then, I was still in state command, Joyce, for 4,000 naira. 4,000 naira. See, Joyce, I'm so afraid. And especially, I don't know why. Why is it that, Joyce, we need to protect our ladies? Our ladies, our sisters, we need to protect them. Every day, killing our sisters, killing here and there, every day, Joyce. For this morning, especially this morning, this youth of this generation, they don't want to do anything with their hands anymore. All they are looking for is who to use for ritual. Who to use for ritual to make money. Joyce, I've never been so helpless in my life. I'm telling you, especially our ladies. I don't know how we are going to protect we need to protect them. God Almighty create a woman and give it to man and say, be his helpmate. A man will carry a woman and kill and slaughter her. A man, Joyce.
My God, God of mercy. It's just too much, Joyce.
Yeah.
I was so frustrated that I wanted to say it. Please, let every radio station, to my little solution, I wanted to say our ladies should stop going to men's house. They should stop going. If they want to go out with any guy, they should tell the guy they should meet in hotel, because hotel, they are very protective. The security there is tight. You can't do anything there and you come out. They will ask you, wait, let's check the other person if he's still inside before you go, sir. That's what they will do. This is my little solution to the ladies. Please, our ladies, they are being killed every day. Too much, Joyce, is too much. Oh my God.
Thank you so much for calling. I appreciate
it. Please, and have a wonderful. God bless you.
I wish you the same. Let's read this message together. Good afternoon, Joyce. We're in real trouble in this country. I drove out from my house by 5:30 a.m. and came back home 10:30. 10:30? Wait, do you mean 10:30? Pardon me, 10:15 a.m. or p.m.? I think you meant you left home 5:30 a.m. You got home. Okay, let me just read it the way you sent it, and I'm hoping this is not an error. You say you left home 5:30 a.m. and you got back home 10:15 a.m. Opened my compound gate, drove in, closed the gate, went upstairs to eat, and only to come downstairs and I met my car bonnet open, my car battery stolen in broad daylight. Oh, wait. How long ago was this, please? You had to replace it with 80,000 naira. How long ago was this, please? You went out to work, came back home, went upstairs, came downstairs, and your car battery had... Wow. Yeah. How long ago was this? Can we just put a timeline on this particular event? Thank you very much for calling. I do appreciate it. Is there a way we can manage it? Because I think conversation is certainly one way, because we elevate the conversations, but we also must do something. And maybe the question is, who's doing it? I guess people with resource, and one would be the government. So how do we begin to charge the government with this responsibility if it does quite appear that we all agree that there's a serious problem brewing underneath the smile on our faces and the smartphones in our hands and social media? Nigeria Info, you on the sunny side.
Joyce. Hello.
Good afternoon to you. Welcome.
Good afternoon, Joyce. My name is Ukono.
Good to have you.
You see what is on ground, Joyce? Like the young man that was given pardon from the governor of Osun State and went back. The truth of the matter is that when there is no, just like one of callers said, the law in the country is not that effective. It's only effective on those people who does not have the money to sort themselves out. At the same time, if this country will be better, it should start from the head, which is the politicians. At the same time, these politicians are making the security system of this country not effective.
Okay.
Like they are the ones. If you see, the police, the military, most of the security agencies that are supposed to be very effective, the politicians are making them to be weaker, because some of them, some of these uniform people are working for them. Can you believe that a dispatch rider deliver a item to somebody, says that what was in the item? 2 human breasts every Friday for the chef of the man to cook. So when you have this money,
where did you get that from?
This happened last year. But the person personally called me that makes him to leave the job as a chef. He was given 2 human breasts to prepare. That this is what the boss eats every Friday with black wine.
Wait. Are you lying? Are you fabricating
This is
a story?
nothing but the truth. I said my own friend,
who is a chef, told you the story.
My own friend who is into chef job, leave the job because of this 2 human breasts to cook for him. That this is what the boss eats every Friday evening for dinner. So now are we going to say that even if you take that kind of person to the station or you go to report, his money is going to work for him. Before you know, without any, you will be the one that they will still charge. So this country will never be fine if the security system of this country is not effective. And this problem is ladies fall victim the most. Ladies fall victim the most. You see these 17, 18, 16 children that are into Yahoo these days. They would be picking people's children, and mostly they will use lady. Like this other guy, a lady was saying that thank God that this guy that just killed this girl, this Eli Ojo that happened in Abuja now. A lady was saying she was very lucky. If not, she would be the one to fall victim because this guy they are in the same Telegram group. The guy was saying he want to train some people for music that is a gospel music that people.
No, I think it was karaoke. He said something about inviting them. She said something about about the guy inviting them over for karaoke.
Yes, for karaoke. But she said she was very lucky. If not, maybe he was really looking for many guests to behead and use. But the same thing is that now.
So you're saying that it's not even possible to redeem society except our politicians become responsible people.
Politicians are the main problem of this country. Now, is it not? Now you will see that if somebody who does not have power, who does not have money or connection, do something, it will be apprehended. Before you know, they will charge him in court. But politicians are doing more than hundreds of what these people are doing. But even if they are caught, because they have security agencies around them, everything will die down. Okay. So the problem of this country is from the top, and the agencies are not effective because they are working for the politicians. Before we will get things right in this country, it is until the security agencies are independent. Now you see the hope of the common man, which is the judiciary, is not effective again. Because why? The politicians are beginning to giving them free cars, free houses in order to buy their mind.
Thank you.
So this country, as I've said, now somebody will say he's looking for money.
Thank you so much. People have to let other people speak. If you please understand that, I'll appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you, Joyce.
Well done.
Have a nice time.
Thank you. I don't like the idea that it sounds like an almost hopeless situation. Nigeria Info, you're on the Sunny side. Thank you so much for calling. Welcome. I can hear you. Tell us your name. Go ahead. Hello? Lost you? Nigeria Info. Sorry, I lost you. Make it back. The sunny side. Welcome. We hope this to be worthy of note, but I'm hoping that there is a way out. Now, I don't know how close we are to the exit. Hello, Nigeria Info. You're on the sunny side. My name's Joyce.
Joyce?
Yes. What's your name?
Yeah, my name is Mazuda.
Good to have you.
Yes, sure, there's way out. There's solution. Solution is very simple. But you see, the Osho guy, the mistake is from the governor. If the governor never arranged, good foundation for those people he wants to pardon, for him to fix those people into something, at the same time, control them, let know so much about them. All security people will know so much about those people. Then the governor is wrong by releasing that guy without any foundation for him to build up. What do you want him to do in this hard country today? You just bring him, put him into the society. The governor is not doing well. The problem, like this last caller, yes, politicians are the one that destroying the country. We know that. So the solution must be from we, human beings, because there is still good politicians whom we're supposed to rally around and save the country. So if the leaders of this country, the politicians, want to be intelligent people, all they need to do is to make foundation and release everything. And make sure that anybody you release, that person will keep growing in a V-circle of life. You will never grow in triangle life anymore because triangle life is secrecy and the oppression. So we need to know what to do to keep the country right. It's very simple for my own understanding. You understand? Mm-hmm. So leaders are the fault. They have to, to rethink and they create the country to be well. We are going to be united Nigeria now. So I don't know why we are into this kind of useless life because of lack of knowledge from these politicians. If they don't know it, let another person teach them all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Let's read this message. Our leaders are always having a false image about Nigeria, and that's why Nigeria remains one of the most disorderly nations in the world till date. Our ruling elites live in the world of make-believe and unrealistic expectations. Listen to our leaders and you will frequently hear that very phrase, quote, "this great country of ours," end quote. Nigeria is the most corrupt, insensitive, inefficient place under the sun that gives room for our police to bastardize the entire place with different kinds of crime. This is Michael from Ogba. Thank you so much, Michael, for your message. Joyce, drug abuse in Nigeria. To corroborate what someone sent from Oshodi, if you go to Lagos Island, Ebutemeta, Lekki, Aja, Ojuelegba, Falolu or Belelawanson, Mushin, Surulere, our government's careless because they are ready tools in the hands of politicians. Early in the morning, boys are loitering around, bugling houses. All these palliatives by government will serve nothing. Some of these dispatch riders are used for drug distribution. Security, who even protect Yahoo boys? All right. You say it is well with the future. Ayo, thank you very much for your message. I do appreciate. Joyce, look for the video of the teenager somewhere northern Nigeria headbutting a metal pole of street lights. Hold on. I haven't seen it. Can you send it to me? Joyce, look for the video of a teenager somewhere northern Nigeria headbutting the metal pole of a street light in broad daylight like a ram. Someone said it was Kolos was responsible for his destructive behavior. I haven't seen it. Can I see it? Oh, wow. Someone says, Joyce, believe me, you see that drug addiction thing? That's a whole different conversation because we have a very big problem and nobody is really talking about rehabilitating these youths. Honestly, I like to blame the government. And it's so sad that we're watching these things happen with our arms folded. I would like to see the video of, someone saying that there was a video of someone headbutting a metal pole, well, the street light, like a ram somewhere in the north, and it was said to be that the one who was under that kind of an act was on Kolos. What's the full name of that Kolos, please? We're off on a break. We will be back. I guess the conversation still has a few more minutes on the clock on Nigeria Info.
99.3 Nigeria Info. We'll be right back.
Meals have a way of taking us on a journey. And when you add plenty of vegetables like efo, ugu, and season with the rich taste of North seasoning cubes, even better.
So, go ahead and elevate your meals with more vegetables and the rich taste of Knorr cubes. Today, eat for good.
It's 2025. The biggest conversations are happening on Hard Facts.
If the model of Webolo was genuinely interested in local government forms, would have protested to be cancelled. Somebody is receiving 30,000 naira after serving the country for 5 years.
From the stories shaping Nigeria's future.
And you don't put my mood further. Whenever people are clapping, he's praise singers when they ought to be telling him the truth.
And he did not do any remarkable thing in your state, and you are celebrating corruption.
To real-time feedback from you, the citizens.
There is propaganda. They can never make it work. I will not support that tax reform.
If NBS is turning out very fake data to us, because this data lacks empirical evidence.
We dig deep with the decision makers, hold the powerful accountable, and keep the conversation alive on social media. Join Mary Ann Okon every Monday to Friday, 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. for the most interesting news and current affairs show on radio.
I'm so sorry. I hate it when people make assertions from very skewed and biased places.
Hard Facts on Nigeria Info 99.3. Let's talk. We're back.
We're back.
We're back.
We're back.
We are back.
We're back on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
9.3 Nigeria Info, the sunny side. The next conversation we're going to have, I think it has a bearing on this one we're having right now. It's from the former president who says Nigerians should not leave the country. And I want to believe that in good conscience he made the statement. But we also have to analyze why not leaving the country may be better off for all within the nation and for the sake of the nation. But also, there's a situation where I think, to be fair in our analysis, I'm going to share a message with us. A nurse who says her income is something that can't quite sustain her livelihood. I want to quickly read this message. He says, 4 days ago, after replacing my car battery, drove to office close to my house on the same street. I drove into the compound, met a mechanic working on my landlord's car. I asked the supposed mechanic whether the landlord was driving out. He replied me no, that the landlord is upstairs. I asked him because I didn't want to block the landlord's car, only to come downstairs an hour later by 2 p.m. and met many people outside with my landlord. I quickly apologized for blocking him, thinking that he was waiting for me to drive out so that he can move out. Behold, the man I thought, no way. The man I thought was a mechanic was a thief. He vandalized my landlord's car and ran away. Yeah. Hello, Nigeria Info. You're on the sunny side. My name's Joyce. What's your name?
Hello, Joyce.
Good afternoon to you. Thank you, Usman. Thank you very much for calling.
Yeah, I want to comment with that guy that is the chicken and
yeah.
Me, I know who blame that small boy. That me, I know blame. I blame even the judge that jailed that small boy. That's what I mean. I know that the same judge now, they'll see Kali, all this governor, all this politician that sit billion, we will give that pay. I can't know what this big foul. You not jail the person. Jail that small boy. The people are just blaming the small boy. They say, why you go back to go and see TV again? Look at, come on, foul, jail the person to life imprisonment because of foul.
Yeah, so apparently the story.
Billion.
Yeah, but the story is that there was something the police wrote against the boy that may have informed the judge's decision. But life sentence also
me, I blame the judges.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I blame the judges.
All right. Thank you so much for calling. Really, I do appreciate. Lagos, well, we're still on this conversation, but we have to make a lateral switch because we are here together as a collective for God and for country. Well, when we say country, what do we mean and how do we rescue country? We're talking about rescuing youths, but people who are trying to survive are complaining. We'll be right back.
The world is constantly changing.
Student seat exams on bare floor in Amichi's
But your place for news and great talk remains the same.
There's a saying in Igbo language that one that kills his brother wouldn't say that he's a champion. Champion over what?
99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
It's 2 o'clock.
The headline news on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Former Nigerian President Olusegun Obasanjo said to testify in Paris court today over $6 billion Mambila power contract deal. Trade Union Congress wants value-added tax rate remained at 7.5%. Nigeria Labour Congress condemns its billion-naira budget in sensitizing Nigerians for electricity awareness. Nigeria National Petroleum Company Limited raises petrol price to 990 naira in FCT and 960 naira in Lagos. University Management of Lagos State University of Education meet with ASU chapter of the university to halt imminent crisis in the school. Chief of Army Staff inaugurates counter-terrorism and counterinsurgency village at the Nigeria Defense Academy, Kaduna. Troops neutralized Toriji, second in command, Aminu Kanawa, and 24 others in Zamfara and Sokoto, respectively. UN Deputy Secretary General Amina Mohammed says sub-Saharan Africa accounts for 59% of terrorism-related deaths worldwide. Nigeria's public debt hits 142 trillion as borrowing rises. Federal government defends 50% tariff hike for telecom services amid legal threats from Serap and subscribers. Portugal plans Nigeria and U.S. gas imports to end Russian supply. On the foreign scene, U.S. President Donald Trump has put all U.S. government diversity staff on paid leave. U.S. scraps ban on immigration raids in churches, hospitals, and schools. 10 Palestinians killed and nearly 40 injured as Israeli forces launch major operation in Jenin. France issues new arrest warrants for ousted Syrian leader Assad. Acting or harassment, Justin Bartoni releases outtakes from romantic scene in his film It Ends With Us as evidence that his co-star Blake allegations of sexual harassment are unfounded. These are the stories that we have our eyes on here on Nigeria Info 99.3. I'm Sheriff Quadri. Stay here.
We're like gold diggers, tunneling through the mishaps and the handicaps.
I don't know what to cook for them. I don't know what to give them to eat. That is the issue at hand as I speak right now.
In the name of the good, we hope to earn the truth and be worth our weight in salt.
Every night, every lad and there, we will hear 1 million boys, 2 million boys, 3 million boys. Come on, people wouldn't have no money. You're supposed to plan it to go where people can follow you. Everybody can follow you. Both the rich and those poor.
The Sunny Side with Joyce.
The Sunny Side with Joyce.
Weekdays 12 to 3 p.m. on 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
Yeah, your former president advises you to build your nation. And I think that's a very, very good thing to say to a Nigerian public who are active, who are capable, who have imagination, who have will, who have skill, who have a drive, who have a dream. But it seems as though there are factors that get in the way. So former president urged Nigerians to remain hopeful despite the country's challenges, emphasizing that those obstacles are surmountable. Okay, so I want to stop there because I also want to read you a message of a nurse who put out a tweet. Before I read the tweet in your hearing, I want to play you this audio. It's of Nigerians who, the world of social media. Before you know it, someone is in your face with a camera without your permission. And maybe sometimes it's well-intended, but we'll just listen to the audio and forget how this became a thing or news on social or became news on social media. I would love for you to hear the audio, and then I would read you the tweet and submit the conversation to your interrogation. So here are 2 Nigerians homeless in Canada.
Nigeria.
What was it like when you came to Canada?
When I came to Canada, I was going to school in Hamilton, so it was pretty good, and I was in boarding school, so it was pretty good.
Did you come to Canada alone?
Yes, I did.
No family?
I applied by myself to come to Canada, which was really difficult. Yes, I came to Canada by myself.
Okay, and so how did you end up on the streets?
It's a long story, but it's mostly because I invested in business. I invested in a business idea that failed. I was in Joshua College just down the street.
Wow.
And I had a fashion business. And also the housing, like the change with housing prices in Toronto. Also my mental health, anxiety. I struggle with anxiety. And so working a 9 to 5 is quite difficult. So I'm trying to figure out what to do and how to balance myself. There is an issue with housing. You know, it's not so much detox, it's not so much hospitals, it's not so much like the mental health, like the therapy. It's more so housing that there's issues with.
Wow. So are you currently homeless?
I'm working on it.
My bro, what's your name?
My name is Peter, sir.
Peter?
Yes, sir.
Okay, where are you from?
From Nigeria.
When did you come to Canada, bro?
2023 December.
And what was your experience when you came?
I came in as a student. I was doing good, but all of a sudden, my dad, who was my sponsor, fell sick. He got stroke. So they were unable to support me again. I became homeless.
So you're homeless right now?
Yes, sir.
How old are you?
Just 25 years old.
25 years old.
Do not come here on your own without having someone that will guide you.
What do you need the most right now?
shelter will help me the most.
Are you in the shelters right now?
No.
Warming shelters?
No warming shelter.
They're open.
I don't know anyone around there.
Okay, after this, I'm going to tell you.
When I was my future, I was able to finish with school.
You did?
I did finish.
Oh, okay.
When I was my future, to go back to school, just be successful and get out of this. It's not easy.
What if your family sees this video?
If they see this video, especially my mom, she'll be surprised.
You're here alone. Of course you're gonna struggle, bro. You know what I mean?
No.
Don't think that they will hate you. Do you know? That's your family, bro. They'll love you no matter what, you know?
So the tweet I intended to share, let me read it in your hearing, and I quote, "I'm a registered nurse and I'm currently residing in Oshobo. I'm highly in need of a job. Please, this 40K cannot do anything," end quote. Okay, so now let me just go back and put that all into perspective. Former governor urged Nigerians to remain hopeful and build their country. He says, "Be hopeful despite the challenges," emphasizing that these obstacles are surmountable. He cautioned against increasing trend of migration. Well, Trump is about to upturn that. But let's assume you truly have an ambition to go and you would go in legally. Your former president says do not go, and then there are obstacles in between, like high mountains. This must be the mountains that the Bible speaks of when it says, if you had faith as a mustard seed, you'll say to a mountain, be removed. I think the Nigerian reality would perfectly fit into the description of this mountains that get in the way. So on one hand, you have people who may be honestly willing to stay back in Nigeria and give Nigeria a shot. They have passion and love for country. But here you have a registered nurse who's earning $40,000. A few days ago, we spoke about minimum wage. And I guess a handful of us were met with surprise. I was met with the surprise that some people were reporting that even though it's an official agreement on document between the NLC and the government, that the minimum wage would be paid. For example, core members are still receiving 33,000 naira. A registered nurse, surprisingly, is being paid 40,000. And then are we supposed to have a conversation about 40,000 naira in today's Nigeria? Are we supposed to have a conversation? Like, where can the conversation possibly begin? Okay, and then there is the do not leave Nigeria because our challenges are surmountable. Let's talk. I want to agree that our challenges are surmountable. The question is, how surmountable are they? And do you perceive that we are surmounting our problems? Are we actually surmounting our problems? Because it's one thing for you to say, well, things are going to change, and then you're working towards a change. And then it's something else for you to say things are going to change, and it appears as though you are probably calcifying the possibility of that possibility coming forward, or even worse, there are no factors that even indicates the possibility that there can be a change. How much more? So, but then again, if you say you leave the country, some Nigerians overseas are having it good, and there are a few people, and we must be honest about that, who are going through a very hard time. These are people who had dreams, ambitions. They go to a foreign country, and it's not exactly what they thought it was. At least it hasn't panned out in their favor. Let's talk about building this country and the challenges that besets the possibility of rebuilding Nigeria.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, as we build...
Before we go to that, I would love for you to give them the number and then tell them why they have to wait for you to drop the gist before the call.
Okay, the numbers to call are 0201. It's a very strange task, but I'll bite. 0201 2770993, 0201 465 7190. Now, to do what Joyce said, stick around. I'm going to be giving you information on OnePlay.
Good.
Of course, the number to send your text messages on WhatsApp to is 0809 597 5808. Need I say again? 0809 597 5808.
How much? 25,000 up for the taking.
Yeah. 25K is up for the taking, and you get to participate in that process by playing with 500 naira. You play by dialing the code *347 *880 *3 hash on this platform. That is, you put in any different code, it's going to take you somewhere else, carry you where you know. The website to go, conversely, if you don't like the idea of USSD codes, I don't, you could go to the website at www.oneplay.ng. Once you get there, select Nigeria info. There's going to be a big button, green button saying Nigeria info. Click on it, and that will be your lot. You would have played for today. Now you can play as many as 10 times. You can play as little as the one time. You're not just playing for today's winnings. There is also the prospect of you coming away with the big jackpot at the end of the week, 500k large. That is what is in the pot waiting for you. Just play the game, *347 *880 *3 hash. Now remember to make sure you're above the age of 18. Yes, anybody under the age of 18 is definitely not welcome. And of course, if you're above the age of 18, make sure that while playing, you are playing responsibly, because that's the only sensible way to do this thing. Remember, OnePlay is registered trademark under Lashu Trading Services Limited, licensed by the Lagos State Lotteries and Gaming Commission. Keep playing and keep winning.
99.3 Nigeria Info, the sunny side. 14 minutes past 2 p.m. All right, let's talk. I want to thank Lucky from Mowe. He says the name Kolos is called Datura plant. They smoke the leaf and soak the seeds into water or hot drink. Thank you very much. I do appreciate it. I need to do some research on that and find out what the components or the characteristic of this particular Datura plant is about. By the way, Chebe, I want original Chebe. Do we still have Chadians in Nigeria? Everybody has left us. You remember you used to have on the streets those foreign kids with curly hairs? Were they also from Chad? Yeah, the ones who could speak Yoruba and Igbo, right?
Yeah, some of them were.
They all gone home?
Some of them were from Sahel, actually, not just Chad. Mali.
I don't see them anymore.
Well, maybe
we push them out of the begging market.
Well, when the situation at home is much tougher than, so it's like, these guys are now suffering, so we can't be begging.
It would be utterly hilarious if the beggars from wherever they came from came here to beg, and now they've left because they'd rather go back home
than beg here
because they're better off beggars in their country. Okay, so I want the Chebe powder from Chad, please. So just contact me, Joyce Onyemuwa on Instagram, Joyce Onyemuwa on Twitter. Good. The original one from Chad. Don't lie to me. I'll find out. Thank you. All right, let's talk about fixing this country. Sign of the cross. Let's Hail Mary and begin. How are you?
Hello.
Thank you very much for calling.
Yeah.
Good afternoon to you.
Yeah, Joyce, good afternoon.
Mm-hmm. Tell us your name. Go ahead.
This is Fina. Please permit me to speak on the previous topic.
No. I'm so sorry. Let's just talk about this.
I've been calling you since, Joyce.
Okay, go ahead. 1 minute. What do you want to tell me?
Please, my point is this. Let's always focus on the issue. The topic here is governor pardoned somebody and the person came back and went back and committed the same thing. At this point, you are not supposed to be bringing government. Why should the boy who was pardoned for an offense that he committed previously went back again to commit the same thing? So there is problem with the boy and not with the government. I mean, the government that pardoned the guy, did he commit any offense? Now, the problem again is this. When people commit offense in Nigeria, they don't face responsibility or consequences for that action. That is what have generated all this problem. If a country has said, if you steal, whether big or small, this is the condition. If it is to kill the person, if it is signed, let that person go so that the thing will not continue again.
All right.
Now,
yeah.
The other day, I watched where a Chinese somebody committed of a big politician in Chinese, and they said he will be killed by hanging, and that kind of thing take place. It's not. They did not see the man before they put that law. The problem we are having here is because there is no consequences for action. If not, they pardon you and you went back here and we are saying government. Is it government that sent him to go and thief? I mean, when you thief, you don't know there is consequences for stealing in Nigeria. Government have their own, but this boy have committed an offense, and let's face him.
Thank you.
And he should go back there and die there. Nobody should pardon him again.
All right, thank you.
So that another person will not go and steal again tomorrow.
I appreciate.
Thank you. God bless you.
Nigeria Info, you're on the sunny side.
Hello, Joyce. Good afternoon.
Afternoon. We're talking about leaving the country for greener pastures.
Talking about Jonathan advising Nigerians not to travel out.
Yes.
Jonathan is supposed to advise Tinubu now to fix the country. Because Fulani men are moving up and down with AK-47, and the military head of chief of staff, they say they are fighting insecurity. And these people are kidnapping all over Nigeria, in the east, in the south, in the southwest, everywhere. They're in the forest. They are camouflaging with cow. How can a civilian, non-state actor, be parading himself with a AK-47 and killing Nigerians, kidnapping people are in the forest?
Let me ask you.
Torture, not that they are torture. But please, let me just say a small thing about that boy, please.
We don't have time. We have to let other people
Please,
speak.
just 30 seconds, please.
Okay, go ahead. 30 seconds.
That young man, he was under influence. That lady that I just finished talking, you don't know what these people are going through in prison. If you go to prison, they will start lecturing that person immediately. And he was a teenager. They introduced drug to him. He was under the influence of drug. And you can imagine 14 years of no balanced diet. If you see what these people are eating every day, smoking and drug abuse and everything. He came out, and mind you that he's under a spell. That uncle hates him. That's why they don't know what he will do. Instead of governor to bring people out and leave them like this, it's better to not bring them out. If you bring somebody out from prison, you rehabilitate him. You have the capacity. You live in like this. This is why he did not stay because of hunger. He stole because he was under influence. They cast spell on him. Thank you so much, John. God bless you.
I think we may need to, at some point, speak about the psychological impact of maybe poverty. Well, did we try speaking on that a while back? Why do I think I remember that conversation on the Lords of Logic? Anyways, let's not leave the country, says former president. I'll figure out my thinking and then probably bring it as conversation on Nigeria Info. How are you? So good to have you.
Hello, Joyce. This is Godwin from Otta.
Good to have you here, Godwin.
Yeah, Joyce. Talking about the Nigerians that we should not go out, that we should stay here and build our country.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good thing.
Good.
But though you won't blame those that go out to go and look for greener pasture outside, because the so-called past governments, the president, they are making things difficult for people to stay behind and build their own country. Because during their own time, they have they have everything free education, they have free light, free water, everything they lay hand on, everything was okay for them. But now that they come up to be a... Hello?
I'm with you. Go ahead, please.
Yeah. Now that they are... Now that they become president, they make their policy that they are making up now, they make it difficult for people to stay behind and build this country. Just look at... We pay tax, we pay money. One person, we collect all the whole money and use it to build one house for one person. And the next thing, they collect the whole money again and use it to buy a plane for somebody. And that person will not sit down in one place for a month. They will be traveling out for all over the whole country. And you want people not to travel out. But you are going out, even building a policy that the retired army, they should be going out for medical care, which means that you are not ready to take care of the country. You are not ready to take care of the health in the country.
But you know,
why won't people go out?
Okay, but you know that it's possible for you to go out, and assuming you think it's greener out there, it may not be. And I was wondering whether you had considered that.
Yeah, it will not be, but you see, this place is like, let me say, it's just like somebody over there staying there, and it's like a heaven over there. Normally, their policy is okay if you have your own money, if your paper is okay. If your paper is okay, you are free over there. But here it's just like you living in hell. You can't sleep with your two eyes closed.
All right. Okay. Thank you so much for calling. I guess
evidently
you totally disagree. Someone is saying that the federal government proposes 8 billion naira budget to educate Nigerians on electricity bill. Electricity that all Nigerians, great-grandfathers, grandfathers, fathers, sons, daughters, children yet to be born have been paying. Now there's an 8 billion naira budget to educate Nigerians on electricity. If they don't put every one of them in prison, then let me leave the country in peace. The sunny side. Welcome to Nigeria Info. Should we talk about that 8 billion to educate Nigerians on electricity? There should be some learning points in that gist, I want to believe. Hello, Nigeria Info.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you. Thank you very much for being
My
here.
name is Emeka. I'm calling from Ketuekpe.
Good to have you here.
You see, about our governor release that boy from cell without not giving that boy anything to do. It's not.
Yeah, I can't.
At least you know that boy has stayed there for long, and that boy don't have any plan for his life. When you remove her, we thank you. But if you remove that boy, put that boy to a place at least where that boy can feel, can think, or look in brain, or check what that boy can do little time before he leave. But that would be better. That's why that boy go back to do that thing again, because that boy did not feel at home.
All right.
That's why I do that kind of thing again.
Thank you.
Well done.
All right. So I guess I may have to once again reintroduce the fact that we're on a different conversation at this point. Thank you very much for your understanding. Hello. How are you?
Hello, Joyce.
Thank you very much for being here. Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon. This is Shadi from Ijebu.
Thank you. Go ahead.
Okay, on fixing Nigeria, I looked at it from the point of view of, number one, what are these people going out there to enjoy? They enjoy working and getting real value for their sweat. They go there, they enjoy the infrastructural development in those countries. Are those infrastructural developments, are they fully on ground here? Even those that are on ground, as they are getting spots over there, they have people who see to it that things that are getting spots are being repaired on a timely basis, like e.g. road. Go and check Okiafa by that mass barrier. That road to both sides, going out of Ikotun and coming into Ijebu Ikotun, is very, very bad. And it wastes people's time. It wastes the energy they will have expended on work. They will use it on the road. So when the good road network is not there, so what are we talking about? Power supply. Those who are supposed to use it to work, majority of them are Okada riders or Keke Napep riders. The time they are going to use to work, the power holding, they waste it for them, waste their talent, waste their energy, and make them redundant. So if we want to fix Nigeria, power supply is a bedrock of developmental growth of this nation. Let the government tell Adelabu if he cannot stop giving us excuse and start doing
You are listening to your number one station for talk.
99.3 Nigeria Info.
99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
This is Ireti Bakari Yusuf, the host of Borderlines. First and foremost, it's been a whole year of the new show, Borderlines. We've covered several global issues, and we will continue to cover even more. Now, if you have any suggestions regarding Borderlines, whether it's how you want us to be better, what you want us to change, it'll be an interesting thing to learn from you. We will be most appreciative if you could share it with us. You will have to go to any of the Borderlines posts. Borderlines on YouTube at Nigeria Info 99.3, on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos, on Facebook we post all the Borderline posts there, and also on Twitter, which is now called X. Just go there in the comment section, put your suggestions, and honestly we're going to review as many of them as possible. If you like, you can hashtag Borderlines, all right? And if there's a story that you had been wanting us to cover, global events, global news, that's what we talk about. Until then, have a fabulous new year. Bye-bye. All the
99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's